The media is contracting, but there is something that you can do about it. Let me give you an example of what I mean when I say the media is contracting. In 2023, there were over 21,400 jobs lost in media, according to Fast Company. And when I say media, I'm referring to traditional media outlets, I'm referring to cable news networks, the whole gamut. Based on prior year trends, Fast Company extrapolated that more than 10,000 jobs in media could be cut by the end of 2024. To give you an example of where some of these cuts are occurring, I just want to share some outlets that have announced the cuts. So the Los Angeles Times cut more than 20% of its newsroom in January 2024. Shortly after that, Time cut 15% of its newsroom. The Associated Press announced plans to offer buyouts on November 18th, and that will impact around 8% of its workforce. ABC News went through a round of layoffs in early October 2024, and that affected 75 employees across ABC-owned stations. Disney went through another wave of layoffs, and that affected around 300 people across corporate, legal, finance, communications, and HR. Fox Media has undergone staff reductions and cutting 30 employees in July. Now, when I talk about contractions in the media, this may not be hard to believe for some. The media industry shed roughly 1,000 jobs in the first 2 months of 2024 alone. Those cuts were at places such as Business Insider, CNN, MSNBC, ABC News, Los Angeles Times, Sports Illustrated, Time, and more. But by the end of 2024, major networks such as CNN and MSNBC were projected to make cuts or reconfigure their operations. Several print publications and wire publications, such as the Associated Press, also made cuts. Now, contractions in the media are not new. This is a long-standing pattern as a result of shifts from television to cable to streaming platforms, as well as the emergence and increasing significance of AI. The truth of the matter is that consumers are less willing to pay high cable bills for channels they don't watch when they feel they can get by with internet service and social media, dangerous as the latter may be. Interestingly enough, less than 46% of American households still have cable or satellite TV, and only 14% of persons without cable regret their decisions. Now, networks can also automate many of their tasks, and some AI programs can write content from scratch. That content may need to be edited, but I'm just explaining some of the reasons why we are seeing these cuts in the news media. Now, I think that there are a lot of reasons why this is happening, but for you and I, the big focus and the big question is, how do we share our message? How do we amplify our work amid these cuts and contractions in the media? Well, I'm glad you asked. Spotlight PR is hosting a session on December 12th at 10 a.m. The registration link will be in this video, but we're doing a session at 10 a.m. in person at our offices. The cost is $150 per person. And then we're also doing a virtual session that same day, December 12th at 1 p.m. to talk about how we navigate these cuts in media and how we continue to amplify our work, even though the media landscape is changing dramatically. We'll discuss things such as how to build your own platform channels, how to become your own media outlet, how to grow your list in a way that allows you to communicate with your base very quickly. So again, I'd like you to register. You may join us in person. We have a limited number of in-person slots available. If you're interested, drop down in the chat below and register. Or you can also register for our online session. Again, the registration link for that will be in the show notes. So there's 2 sessions on December 12th, one at 10 a.m., which is in person, very limited number of slots for that, and then one virtually at 1 p.m., the more the merrier for that session. So again, register. And by the way, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and comment.